One of the widely accepted definitions of management is that management is the art of getting things done through people. For that purpose, leadership becomes one of the critical requirements. For organizational applications, leadership is defined as the process of influencing, motivating, and directing other people towards achievement of certain objectives. There have been three broad approaches to leadership: the trait approach, the behavioral approach, and the situational approach. From a standpoint of practical application by managers, a combination of the behavioral approach and the situational approach appears to be the most promising. The behavioral approach has been characterized by a study of the behavior of leaders. Two extreme behavior patterns have been identified: the autocratic style and the democratic style. The behavior of an autocratic leader is characterized by centralized actions based on his or her own expertise and convictions. Such a leader not only tells his followers what is to be done, but also insists on the followers doing their jobs in ways and means specified by him or her. The leader also believes in supervising closely and tends to exercise greater surveillance over group members' activities. The dominant mode of influence is formal authority and position power given to the leader by virtue of his official status in the organizational hierarchy. An example of an autocratic leader is what we have here.
Good morning, gentlemen. I called you to make an important announcement. We are supposed to supply to Alpha Company about 500 sub-assemblies in 2 months. But yesterday their MD called me and then said he wanted it in 1 month. And I told him, yes, I will give it. So I just wanted to communicate to you and get your support so that you will do it. So Venki, you don't have any problem?
I'm short of manpower as it is. It is going to be difficult, if not impossible, to meet this production target.
But your people are working only 8 hours a day. Why don't you put them on two shifts?
Yes, I shall do that.
I don't mind paying them overtime.
But how about materials and maintenance problems on the machines?
Oh, material, that I will take care of. Dara, you have any problem?
Materials going to be a big problem. In my knowledge, such special material, it may take.
Well, I don't want all those explanations. You close the calculator. I don't want to listen to that. We have been receiving this material from him regularly every month. And if necessary, you can contact those who buy from this supplier and pay more and get it from them. There's no problem.
If you want that way, okay, well, I have to go personally and see those people because I cannot depend on this telex or telephone.
Yes, you do. You are paid for it.
Okay, sir.
What, Matthias?
So from the maintenance side, it is impossible. You know, we have got all old machines, and if you don't give us time for maintenance, they're going to be down. And you're hoping for an increased production, I think the production is going to be down.
Just a minute, let me finish with him. But Mr. Matthias, you know one thing, what is maintenance? It's nothing but just oiling and cleaning and greasing. We have been doing it day in and day out. All we require is some sort of an extra coverage for his night shift. You put one man for the emergency breakdown for the night shift, that should take care of it.
But sir, the machines are old, and if they break down, then you will not have the production.
Well, see, once the machine is going to break down, anyway is going to break down, that we will take care, we will adjust it. Anyway, let me talk to Mr. Bell, who had some problem.
Yes, sir. So it's, we are going to double our production within a short period. Sir, I'm a bit apprehensive about the quality. If we are going to meet this schedule, which is normally taking 2 months and 1 month, I'm afraid that the quality of the product that is coming down the line.
But how does quality matter to you? Quality is his problem. All you are doing is certifying it. If it is good, you certify it. If it is bad, you stop it.
But if I am required to certify some substandard materials, I wouldn't want the company to lose out on the contract.
But I am not asking you to certify substandard. It is Venki who will produce the standard material. You certify the standard material.
May I suggest something?
No, let us not go deep into this matter, mainly because quality control is a very trivial matter. It is Venki who should do his job. So, shall I take it for granted that I can confirm to the company about the supply?
I will try our best.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And make sure you deliver it. Let there be not any slip up. Okay?
A highly democratic leader, on the other hand, tends to consult with subordinates frequently concerning both the group's goals and the ways and means for pursuing these goals. Such a leader also encourages subordinates to sort out various problems among themselves. Followers are thus given much greater freedom and autonomy in what they are to do and how. All actions tend to be taken jointly by the group as a whole, consisting of the leader as well as the followers. The leader relies upon collaborative, reciprocity-based influence modes where willing acceptance of the leader's authority by the followers is a key factor. Here is an example of such a leadership style.
So welcome, Mr. Soni. I think you have been comfortable while coming to this place. How was the journey? It was all right?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I came with the Ethiopian Airlines.
Ethiopian Airlines. You were comfortable?
I'm comfortable.
Now, please let me know what I can do for you.
I'm coming from a developing country, and I wanted to place an order from your company to supply me with 1,000 copies of dry paste. The carpets which I want are sisal carpets and wool carpets.
Now, actually, you want carpets 1,000 in total, or you want 1,000 as a trial order, and then likely that you will get more of?
No, I'll start with 1,000 carpets as a trial order.
Yeah. Now, is there any time limit?
Yeah, the maximum time should be 2 months. I will not accept more than 2 months because I'm in a hurry.
One more point. As far as our rates,
how much would you like to take as a deposit?
I think 25% of the total cost, if suppose you are able to give us, that will meet our requirement.
So you'll give me the total amount, then I can make 25%, then I can write.
You will be able to do it for us?
Yeah, I'll be able.
I think if suppose this is true, there is every chances that we will be trying to confirm this order to you very shortly, because only thing is this which is coming to my mind is this, that this is a large production schedule. So I will be consulting my own plant production managers, will be meeting with them, trying to finalize certain things, and immediately afterwards I would like to confirm to you immediately that this is the order which we are going to confirm, and we are going to take up your production. Will it meet your requirement, Mr. Sami?
I think so.
Okay. Then thank you very much, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, friends, I am sorry to bother your schedule and have called you for a very important discussion today. This discussion is in relation to a major contract which we have got from outstations, foreign country. This contract is in one way very, very important for our company, in one way that this gives us an opportunity for a major business outside India, as well as probably we will be encashing the opportunity that we are taking our technology to a foreign country, which may be lasting for a pretty long time. Now, this being such an important assignment, what I have thought about it, that probably all of us will sit together and try to thresh out that how are we going to take it. Are we in a position today to take up this assignment? And if we are in a position, how are we going to do it? And in case we are finding some constraints, how we are going to overcome them. But as by and large this problem is very much concerned with the production side, I will be actually seeking all of your advice, but to start with I will be seeking the advice of Mr. Goel.
What is the order size?
This is quite a substantial order, substantial in a manner that it may be an order size of normally what sort of orders we are getting, it may be nearly 4 or 5 times of that to start with.
I feel that at this moment we are fairly crowded, we are very busy, and we don't have that sort of manpower to do it. We will definitely like to do a job for overseas and opening new avenues. But at this moment, our production lines are overcrowded. We are already having pending schedules, jobs are pending long back. I doubt if we can afford it at this moment.
It's a very valid point, I tell you. A very valid point on part of Mr. Goel, that once our production schedule is already crowded, number one, and number two, that he is not able to find out the time for any further assignment which is larger in size. What do you think, Mr. Ratnam, about that?
If we have to take up this job, one thing we have to talk to the other, our old customers, whether we can defer their delivery schedule. Another thing, we have to find a skilled manpower for doing this job. If we will get it, we can do it.
Now, these are the two ideas. Somehow they are slightly related with Mr. Goel's problem, but still I feel Mr. Goel's problem is not solved as yet. Now, what do you think, Mr. Rao? Do we have any solution for Mr. Goel's problem?
I think we can temporarily put off work on two of the contracts we're working on and accommodate this project.
What do you think, Mrs. Bhatnagar, about this stalling the two projects and hiring?
What I suggest is, instead of postpone these two projects, we can hire some people on temporary basis, so that we can cover up the whole old project also and this new one also.
Will it take care of it, that our projects, two projects, we will not be dropping out, as well as we will be taking care of this project by
and we
hiring?
should not lose this opportunity also.
Well, have you taken care of that sort, that this labor which we will be hiring temporarily, will it be easy to dispose it off afterwards when the project is over?
I think hiring temporary labor has its own consequences. We will not be able to retain them when the project is over.
Yes, all of you are aware that we have an apprentice scheme in our company, under which we have trained many people. We can hire some of them, and we can recall them, trace them wherever they are, and we can hire them on a temporary basis. How do you feel?
Yeah, I will agree with Mr. Prasad, because they are our own apprentice people, and even it is necessary for us to appoint them on permanent basis, we can do, because already we are having two jobs on our hand, and this is only the first order, and some more order may come if we have successfully completed, so that we should go for what is Mr. Prasad's suggestion, and employing our own old apprentices in this job.
All right. Mr. Goel, you have heard the opinion of our colleague. Now, I think all these aspects which you raised earlier are being taken care of by the suggestion they have made. Now, how do you feel still that you can take up the project at this stage, or you still have got some doubts?
Yes, I think by this rescheduling of jobs, and another thing that having some extra labor, we can definitely try. Initially we can try this smaller job, and later on I think we can go for a higher job, provided it comes to us.
So we have got every reason to go ahead with this.
Yes, I think we can do.
Okay, this is only the primary stage of it. We will be contacting the buyer in that very night, and I will, if suppose at the later stage of finalizing and finding out what is the real order size, I think we will meet once again and decide over the contract. Yes. But for the time being, we do agree that we should go over the project.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
A major assumption of the behavioral approach, though often unstated, was that the democratic style of leadership was preferable to the autocratic style. This assumption, however, did not hold in a number of research studies and was modified by the situational approach. The situational approach maintains that there is no one leadership style which is universally effective in all situations. Whether a given style will be effective or not depends on the situation in which that style is being exercised. While there are situations where a democratic style is preferable and is likely to be more effective than an autocratic style, there are also situations where the reverse is true, that is, where an autocratic style is preferable and is likely to be more effective than a democratic style of leadership. And there may be some other situations where combinations of these two styles in varying proportions would be appropriate for attaining desired performance from a group of followers. Following this approach to leadership, the effectiveness of any leadership style depends on a combination of the leader, the followers, and the situation. This interaction is commonly depicted by the formula Based on this formula, there are three primary factors which influence which leadership style would be the most appropriate. These are forces in the leader, forces in the followers, and forces in the situation. Managers should be aware of four forces within themselves that influence their determination of what leadership style to use. These are values of the manager, confidence in the subordinates, strengths of the leader, and tolerance for ambiguity. In a sense, the leadership style chosen by the manager should match the personal preferences of the manager himself or herself. A manager should also be aware of the forces in the subordinates while choosing which leadership style will be appropriate. To understand subordinates adequately, a manager must realize that each subordinate is somewhat different but also somewhat alike. Any standardized or a cookbook approach to choosing leadership styles to deal with all subordinates is therefore likely to be impractical. The forces in the followers which are important for a manager to see are the following: skills and knowledge, needs for independence and autonomy, tolerance for ambiguity, and past experience and expectations. A leadership style will be appropriate only when it matches what the followers expect or what is most appropriate for them. The last group of forces that influence the choice of an appropriate style by a manager are forces in the situation. Some of these forces are the organization, effectiveness of groups, job or task to be done, and the time available to do the job. For example, if group members are competent to do the task which is allotted to them, then the manager can afford to be more democratic and less autocratic. It needs to be stressed that the determination of what is likely to be the appropriate style of leadership is the collective influence of the forces that we have discussed. As the situational approach implies, a manager will be effective as a leader only if the leadership style reflects an appropriate combination of the leader, the followers, and the situation. It will thus be seen that any of the basic styles may be effective or ineffective depending on the situation. It is the interaction between the leadership style and the situation which determines effectiveness. It should also be noted that effectiveness is not an either-or concept, but it is more like a continuum from ineffective on the one end to effective on the other. Any given style in a particular situation could fall somewhere on this continuum from extremely effective on the one end to extremely ineffective on the other. It is therefore more appropriate to think of the degree of effectiveness of any given style in a particular situation rather than thinking of it as either effective or ineffective. The key to being a successful manager from the leadership point of view consists of the ability to diagnose and identify the situation correctly, choose a leadership style which is appropriate to the situation at hand, following or practicing the chosen style, and changing the style to suit or match any changes in the situation.